In the 1980s, some cars were built with no limits, just pure engineering ambition. Complex, powerful, and way ahead of their time. These are the most insanely over-engineered cars of the 1980s. Number 1. At first glance, the 1989 Buick Electra Park Avenue looks like your average plush American land yacht. Big, soft, chrome-heavy. But under its boxy skin, it hides one of the most bizarre and forward-thinking tech packages of the entire decade. Believe it or not, this car came equipped with something you'd expect in a modern Tesla. A touchscreen. Not just any screen, but a full-color CRT touchscreen built into the dashboard. In 1989, this system, called the Graphic Control Center, was light years ahead of its time. From one screen, drivers could control the radio, climate settings, trip data, fuel economy information, and even some basic diagnostics. And yes, it actually worked, with physical buttons replaced by digital inputs, long before smartphones even existed. But the madness didn't stop there. This car had voice alerts. A robotic voice would politely remind you if your door was ajar, your seatbelt wasn't fastened, or your engine was running hot. It also featured automatic climate control, memory seats, self-leveling rear air suspension, and a full digital gauge cluster. These were the kinds of features you'd expect in a spaceship, not a Buick from the 1980s. Number 2. In a decade ruled by Testarossas, Quattros, and Countachs, there was a small, strange contender from the UK that tried to break into the world of exotic engineering. It was called the Panther Solo 2, and most people have never even heard of it. At first, the idea was simple: build a sleek, affordable sports car for the modern driver. But by the time the Solo 2 reached production in 1989, it had transformed into something else entirely. An over-engineered AWD composite body rocket, with ambitions to rival the Audi Quattro and even take on Ferrari. Its body was made from aerospace-grade composite materials, lightweight, rigid, and totally unconventional for the time. Underneath was a mid-mounted Ford 2.0-liter turbo engine, sending power to all four wheels through a complex drivetrain adapted from the Sierra XR4X4. It was technical, futuristic, and aggressive, exactly the kind of car you'd expect to see in an 80s sci-fi movie. But despite the radical design, the Solo 2 was doomed from the start. Production costs skyrocketed. Only about 12 units were ever built. Number 3. The Ford RS200 evolution wasn't just over-engineered. It was outright dangerous in the best possible way. Built to dominate the infamous Group B rally era, this machine wasn't designed for comfort or style. It was engineered with one mission: go as fast as humanly possible over dirt, snow, and tarmac, and terrify anyone who dared to control it. Under its fiberglass body was a complex, mid-mounted 2.1-liter turbocharged engine pushing over 600 horsepower, sometimes more, depending on the tune. All that power went to all four wheels through an intricate 4WD system, specially designed to give the car maximum grip, even in the most brutal rally conditions. The Evolution version took things even further. Upgraded suspension, bigger brakes, larger turbo, lighter materials. Every inch of this car screamed race-ready insanity. It could launch from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 3 seconds in 1986. That's faster than most modern supercars. But the RS200's engineering brilliance came at a cost. It was so fast and so wild, it pushed drivers, and the sport itself, past their limits. After several deadly crashes involving Group B cars, the FIA banned the entire category, killing the RS200 almost overnight. Number 4. Some cars were built to race. The Lancia Delta S4 was built to destroy. What you're looking at might seem like a small, boxy hatchback, but underneath that unassuming shell was one of the most terrifying machines ever let loose on public roads. Born out of the brutal Group B rally era, the S4 Strodale was the legal version of Lancia's monster rally car, a car so over-engineered, so dangerous, it helped end Group B altogether. The heart of this beast was a 1.8-liter inline-4. But don't be fooled by the size. It was both supercharged and turbocharged at the same time. Twin charging. No lag, no mercy. The rally versions could push over 500 horsepower, while the Stradale, the civilian model, was dialed back to around 250. Still, for a car that weighed under 1,200 kilos, that was enough to scare even seasoned drivers. And then there was the handling. Raw, unpredictable, and violent. With a space-frame chassis, all-wheel drive, and razor-sharp reactions, it felt less like a car and more like a loaded weapon waiting to go off. Only 200 units of the Stradale were ever built, just enough to meet homologation rules. Number 5. It looks like something out of a fever dream. Angular, wide, impossibly low, like a Lamborghini from another universe. But the Cetta Marauder V16T wasn't just another wedge-shaped exotic. It was an act of rebellion against the entire supercar world. The year was 1988. Lamborghini's legendary designer Marcello Gandini had penned a wild concept for what was supposed to be the next-generation Diablo. But when Chrysler, Lamborghini's new owner, watered it down, Gandini took the original design and walked. He handed it over to Claudio Zampoli, a former Lamborghini engineer, and Giorgio Moroder, the father of disco, and together they built something the world had never seen before. The centerpiece? A monstrous 6.0-liter V16 engine. Not a V8, not a V12, but a V16, and not mounted front to back, like most mid-engined cars, but transversely, across the chassis. That's where the V16T name comes from, and it required an insane custom transmission just to make it fit. The result was a car with over 540 horsepower, a soundtrack like an orchestra of chainsaws, and a design so aggressive it made the Countach look shy. It was loud, temperamental, absurdly fast, and totally impractical. Only a handful were ever built. Financial problems, legal drama, and Marauder's early exit killed it before it could make its mark. But the Cetta Marauder V16T remains one of the wildest expressions of 1980s supercar excess. A car that answered a question no one dared to ask. Which car impressed you the most? Or did we miss one? Drop it in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more. See you in the next one.